Warnings: Mothercraft is intended for mature audiences. This video may contain activities that may be illegal in your state or country. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome back to Mothercraft. I'm Amy. Oh. Today, I thought, we're still headed into the beginning of school here. Haven't quite had the teacher-parent conferences yet or whatever. Trying to keep your kids inspired. So we are going to do another project with a little bit of a science basis to it. And I think, it's helpful to kind of keep these things going. You got to keep your kids excited about school even when they're at home. Otherwise, it's going to be a real drag getting them there. So yeah, join me today as we explore a little bit more science. Okay, so for today's project, we are going to do a tie-dye design on a t-shirt with just kidding, with colored permanent markers of no specific brand name. So what you do is you're going to draw a design. So we will need to go underneath your fabric, you're going to need a piece of cardboard so that the colors don't run through onto the other side. A little bit of rubbing alcohol, and this was kind of cool. I found one in a spray bottle, and that is one of the ways that you can douse this sort of later with the rubbing alcohol. It's either by spraying it, or we're going to try a couple other methods. We have cotton balls or cotton swabs here as well. Yeah, so we are going to be learning a little bit about primary and secondary colors. That's how this falls underneath the hat of science. And so with that in mind, we are going to go ahead and I think we're going to make this a little more interesting for us right now. And I believe that I've said before on another episode that it's scientific to have an ice bomb, right? Did you know you could put ice in your piece to make the water colder and make it less harsh on your throat when you take a hit? Again, I'm gonna have to say, science! All right, so we have our cardboard inside of our t-shirt so that we don't bleed the color through. And here is where we come down to the sort of science aspect of it. Is if you use primary colors, you're going to put them on. You can use all sorts of designs here. And sort of the theory behind this is then is when you use the rubbing alcohol on this, it's going to bleed all of the colors together, and when you're using primary colors, it should bleed them together into secondary colors. So what we should be seeing here is some purple around here, a little bit of green in there, a little, so we'll see. It might get kind of muddy because we put all three together. I put all three. I keep saying we. But what I am interested in seeing is what all of the websites that I looked at, they seem to keep being very much like, oh, put it on a cotton swab, put it on a sponge and dab it, put it on a Q-tip or whatever. And so I'm gonna do that. Another thing that they said is like, oh, drop it on also will work really well. And so, I mean, we could try that, but I mean, it just doesn't, it's just kind of wah, wah. I don't know. All right, so then let's try the other method that they said also. Here, wait, let's do another we'll do this. We'll go. Okay, that's the one from the one from the cotton swab. Which is like, I mean, it's okay, whatever. It's an interesting little design. Let's do one here then that is from the, we're gonna do the Q-tip with this one. I'm just doodling little designs here. Again, science! And so here I mean, I guess with this it's really sort of like lighter precision. Maybe if you have like a really exact drawing, but I'm not even really getting like, you know, where's my orange?
What? Nothing.
Silly. And then the last one I'm just gonna try really quickly. Actually, I don't even need to do it on here. What I'm gonna do, what I think is gonna work the best, put all this aside. Luckily, my kid did this last night. So we borrowed off a design with some painter's tape, and I can already tell that the cotton swab and the Q-tip are not the way to go. So let's just take this from inside here. All right, so, okay, I went ahead and I transferred the cardboard into this shirt, and we're just gonna spray the heck out of this and see what happens. Maybe if we mush it around a little with our finger. Hey-oh! There you go. Oh, here, there, oh. Well, whatever. Okay, if you could use it, if you don't want to get your finger all covered. This is where the Q-tip could come in action. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna say. You definitely want to spray it on. Let's just saturate all these little triangles. No, not that one. He already saturated that one, am I right? Yeah, cool. Is this a replacement for tie-dye? I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. All right, so we've come back and it looks like maybe you just need to be a little more selective with how much ink you use or where you put it. This one, you know, it was not a great picture to begin with. It's kind of bleeding together now, but you know, I'm not like, not as concerned with that end product. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna check out this one that has seemed to, you know, bleed together a little bit more. It didn't really show as much of the science aspect. It didn't really show as much of the science aspect as I wanted it to, but what are you gonna do? Let's see how the tape worked though. That was an interesting theory that I saw on one of the websites, and I thought it was kind of funny because it's like, well, it's fabric, you know, stuff is gonna bleed beyond tape on fabric. But I just wanted to see what they were getting at, and I mean, it looks like it did maintain a little bit of a design. This might be a wearable shirt. So one of the other things that you are supposed to do is once this is dried, you go ahead and you run a warm iron over it, and that is supposed to seal the color. Another thing that you can do, there's a product, I think it's called Retain, that you can get at, you know, some places, some craft stores. I went to 2 here in town and neither of them had it. But I think that there's like, you could probably throw some vinegar in the wash or something, and that might also keep the color a little bit more. I mean, this is kind of cool. It turned out kind of cool. We got a little sloppy jalopy there. Ran off on the side a little bit. All right, well, it didn't quite work out for the science aspect, but it was still kind of fun, and I bet your kiddo would have a good time doing it. So we will see you next time on Mothercraft. Remember, send us your suggestions and tell us what you've been doing at home. We would love to see some of your projects too. Okay, bye, I'll see you around.